What's going on, guys? Tom the Car Guy here, and I want to thank you for checking out the channel again, and also apologize for my blatantly not that clean appearance. Today is my day off, so is what it is. So today I want to go over some of the car buying myths and facts, and what potentially can save you some time, effort, energy, and thinking in the future. So I wrote some of these down. Got a nice little handful here on the back of that page as well. First one is going to be one that you have heard a billion times, and that is cash is king. That is false. Cash is not king anymore. Back in the day, it used to be by far. It definitely was. Now, no, I mean, we don't make any money on cash as a dealership. The age of dealers making huge markups on cars. People always say, "Well, you'll get the money faster." We live in the age of the internet. What happens when I hit enter? Typically, do you pay your bills online? Think of it that way. You hit enter, your bills are paid. You're done. You just gotta wait for it to load. It's as simple as that. So do we, the salespeople. So does my finance department in the dealership. So I don't have to wait to get money, and in fact your cash is going to cost me more time because we have to count it out and then go and deposit it as well. We make money now on financing, parts, and service. In terms of sales, those days are over with. You can still make a little money on cars, but not quite as much. So again, that one is false. Next one, you need to service the car where you bought it. That is incredibly false. As much as we would appreciate it as the dealer that sells you the car, that is not true. You can service it anywhere. There's no law, there's no rule. Why would you have to? I know a guy who came to get a Chrysler 300 from me a couple weeks ago, lives in southern Indiana, south of Indianapolis. Why would he drive to Michigan to get his car serviced? That's just not true. This one is one that I hear from dealerships all the time, and if it's true, I'll tell you, but if it's not true, I'm not going to lie to you, and it is deals expire. So I'm sure you've had the salesperson or the manager tell you, if you don't buy this car today, you're not going to get the same deal. The deals expire tomorrow. Odds are, no, they don't. If the dealership is making you an offer that's just stupid, doesn't make business sense, and they won't offer it to you again tomorrow, that's different. Now, your incentives and financing incentives from the manufacturer, typically they run fairly similar across month to month. Some months they are better, not a lie. Some months they get worse, absolutely. Typically, odds are, especially with a popular selling vehicle, Toyota Camry, Ford F-150, Silverado, the Rams, 1500s, they're typically the same, things like that. Now, more specialty vehicles or little lighter selling vehicles, that's true, not so much. They can change, they can fluctuate. Now, do they change every month? No. Do they change week to week? They can. So keep that in mind when they do tell you. Do your research, though. I always tell people, do your research. If manufacturer says it's expiring on 2/23/20, odds are it's going to expire 2/23/20. I'm not lying about that. That's from the manufacturer. We, the salespeople in the dealership, don't make that up. So that's a little true and a little false. Next one. This is a fun one. This is a little different. And that is, special orders cost you more money. That's not really true. That's really not. How does that not cost you money? You may not get as big of a discount, but it keeps the unwanted options off the vehicle. Prime example, I want this Ram 1500 we have on the lot. It is $55,700. I'm a cheap ass. That's too much for me. I don't want to pay for all that. It's got the Hemi. It's got the running boards on the side, the big chrome running boards. It's got the tri-fold tonneau cover. A couple other things on there. I don't need them. I don't want them. So I sure as hell don't need them. and I really don't want to pay for them. So personally, a special order might not be outside of my realm of possibilities, because the truck that I actually want is about $47,650, I think it was, and some change. So keeps the options and accessories off. Dealerships do order cars the way most people want them. So if you just want that bottom line price, special order is not a bad idea, especially if you're leasing a car and you have 2-3 months to burn in the meantime. It's not a bad idea. Here's another one. Here's one that's not necessarily sales relevant, but red cars cost more on insurance. I would love to know where that idea came from. I really would, because I've bought several cars and never once have they ever asked me what color my vehicle was. Never. No one cares. So that is incredibly false. Now, here is one that is pretty big. It's pretty important. You as a customer, someone who's buying a car, is going to want to know this. And everyone always walks into the dealership, especially if you're looking at a new car or comparing several models from different manufacturers. Lowest price is always the best. That is false. That is actually incredibly false. So what you're going to want to look at is Edmunds.com, Car Gurus, Kelly Blue Book has some info. Personally, I like U.S. News and World Report's Auto. It gives you a lot of comparisons. And one of those comparisons is TCO, total cost of ownership. So if you're going to buy a car or used car for, let's say, 20 grand, let's just keep it at a fair, even number. Let's say you're looking at 3 competitive vehicles for 20 grand all in. You're going to want to know what it's going to cost you. Are you going to keep the car for 5 years, 10 years, or just 2 years? What is it going to cost you over that period of 2 to 5 to 10 years? That's the total cost of ownership. Is the insurance going to be higher on this vehicle versus that vehicle? Is the maintenance cost going to be more on that vehicle versus either the other two? Sure, you might get that BMW for 20 grand out the door, but I guarantee you the maintenance costs are going to be much, much higher than the Toyota Camry at 20 grand. Same with insurance. So that's something to keep in mind. So that is false. Another one, you can out-trick or out-negotiate the dealer into giving you a better deal. I have been doing this since 2013. I have sold hundreds and hundreds of cars. When I first started, you could out-trick me, but you couldn't out-trick my manager because we do it every single day. I promise you, we have heard it all. Every excuse you can think of, every rhyme or reason you can think of, I guarantee you have heard it before. Except for my mom died. I mean, I've heard that before, but it being true has only happened one time. So yes, I have heard that before. So no, you can't out-trick the salesperson. When you try and tell me that you're here just looking, I don't believe you. Neither does any other salesperson that has ever stepped foot on a sales floor. We don't believe you. So here's another one. That last one being false. This one is true and false. The salesperson doesn't have to ask the manager for car deals. This is true 90% of the time nowadays. We have what they call desking managers. So in order to get a price, you can find it online. I can find it online. That's the price of the car. Now, in terms of a deal, if you want a discount, I have to go to that desking manager and ask them for a discount. Now, I might know the invoice and know where we want to be price-wise, but I don't have permission to get there. I don't. I've been doing this since 2013. I don't have that permission. I don't care what dealership I work for, how long I've worked there. I don't have that permission. There are some dealerships that allow salespeople to desk their own deals, and they can, to a point. Now, is it the best way? Personally, in my opinion, no, it drives me nuts. It takes a long time. It adds extra minutes, tens of minutes sometimes, especially when we're busier. I can stand there and wait for my manager for 15, 20 minutes. Personally, it drives me nuts. I wish they would stop doing that. I wish dealerships would let more salespeople desk their own deals. It is a way for dealers to save more money because we don't make as much money on new or used cars as we used to in the day. But I don't see it really outweighing the benefit of pissing off a customer and wasting your time and mine. So that is a little true and a little false. We use what they call a tower system. Here's another one. This is false. If you dress a different way, you're going to get treated different. Okay, it's maybe a little true. You have salespeople out there who will look at you if you walk in with paint on your jeans and a kind of ripped up t-shirt, or say you walk in and you're just wearing a Mountain Dew t-shirt. I probably don't look like a guy that's got 200 grand in my pocket, but I very well could. I don't. Now, if a salesperson saw me walk onto a car lot, just, beard a little scruffy, not really cleaned up and didn't shave, Mountain Dew t-shirt and some jeans, they're not going to think I'm going to walk in there and buy an S-Class Mercedes. Now, me personally, I learned through experience that that's not true. Sold a car to a guy that's worth $2.9 million and had paint on his jeans, paint on his shirt, and a long ponytail, and this big old Coke bottle glasses that you shouldn't have worn after like 1830. Sold him a car, paid cash, and the gentleman even gave me 3 weeks of Tigers tickets of his box seats as a thank you, because I was the only salesperson in, I think he said 6 dealerships. This was a long time ago. I think he said 6 dealerships that even walked up and shook his hand. The rest just blew him off and ignored him. I would never do that. I encourage any salesperson that watches this, don't do that shit. It's just, ugh. So no, false. We don't care what you dress like, unless you stink. Next one. Used cars will save you money. This goes back to a couple ago where TCO, total cost of ownership, true and or false, overall typically kind of false. So typically financing a used car is going to have a higher interest rate for you. Why is that? It could be a car that has 3,000 miles on it, be the exact same year as the ones over on the other side of the lot with new on them. Doesn't matter, it's a used car. It is more of a risk for the bank, so they do charge you a higher interest rate. Will it be 4 points higher? Typically no, unless it is a higher mileage, older vehicle, then yes. A lot of times, older vehicles, used vehicles, will cost you more in insurance because newer cars have the newer technology, the newer safety features, and insurance companies see it as cleaner, safer vehicle with safer service record, because obviously they haven't fixed it yet. So they see it as it has good brakes, things like that. It'll also save you money in repairs. A new car is typically not going to need a repair anytime soon. If it does, it's covered under warranty. It's never going to come out of your pocket, except for the deductible, which typically is cheap anyway, even if something breaks on it. That's why I do recommend, if you do look at a used car, look at a certified pre-owned used car. So those are all the true, false kind of myths of the car buying that I thought of. If you could think of any more you want answered, please let me know. Again, please like and subscribe. I would love to hear your opinion on some of these. Or like I said, if you have more, please comment, and I will either message you directly or I'll make a whole new video. Thank you guys. Glad you watched. Have a good day.